Intactivists, we've all read The Tipping Point. The time will come when circumcision in the world hegemon, circumcision in the United States of America, will drop off a fucking cliff. We don't know when it will be. We don't know what that tipping point will look like. As Gregory Malchuk has pointed out, there are areas in the world, certain areas in Canada, certain areas, I suspect, in Australia, where for some reason this practice continues in the minority with, 40, 30% stable circumcision rate. I believe that what's fueling that is, America's hegemonic status. We are the authority on medical issues. The CDC or the equivalent from Canada, from Australia, from pretty much all of the Western nations, they look to us at least to set the baseline. And so, although it would be nice if Iceland or Norway were to ban circumcision, it's probably not going to happen until it happens here, until it has crashed here and nobody else will support it. So let's talk about that tipping point. The circumcision rate will cross a line when it becomes such a minority position that the people who are still circumcised will be browbeaten into submission by the people around them. And nobody knows when that point is going to be. I would suggest that it's going to come much sooner than you would expect. And at that time, when everybody suddenly stops circumcising their children in the United States, we need to pounce. We need to jump on that. When that happens, we need an action plan. We need a set of demands. I'm not just talking about an age restriction. I'm talking about tissue regeneration for the people who suffered this horrible, horrible procedure. If we don't pounce on the decline of circumcision, if we don't seize the narrative when no one is around to defend it and the mainstream media finally cracks, if we don't step forward and seize the narrative, we'll be lucky to get a circumcision ban, we'll be lucky to get an age restriction on it, and tissue regeneration within our lifetime for the millions of men who have suffered male genital mutilation will be a pipe dream. It will not happen without a groundswell, without seizing the narrative. So we need to start talking now about how circumcision is going to end, what that's going to look like, how we're going to do media appearances. Spoiler alert, I think it should look like the end of the evangelical phase of political influence around 2006 to 2008 of the Bush era. But we can talk about that in another video. Essentially, we've got to be like Hitchens, going across the nation, mocking the shit out of anybody willing to step forward and try to stand up for cutting pieces off of your children.